Well, that was fun. Let's try this again. Dang computer went blue screen to death on me. Okay. Sorry about that. Blue screen to death on me. Guess I had too much going on. So let's try this again. This time I'm going to turn off the webcam thingy. That way I don't have too much. Let's see here. There we go. Turn that off so it doesn't have extra stuff to work on. And let's get this up again. Okay. Sorry about that. I guess I had too much stuff going. The whole dang thing crashed out on me. So we'll get everything loaded back up, and I'll show you how the elevator works. That's what I get. I mean, I had this video going up, I had music going, I had CK going, I had Starfield going. Yeah, my computer just said, you know what, I'm done with this. Okay, let's get this all up and going. And then while this is loading, actually, let me move this over here so I can show you stuff while we wait for that to load. So I have been asked quite a bit on whether or not I'm gonna make more Star Trek ships. And the answer is yes, we have plans to make a few more. I am working with an individual named Sir Wethington, who makes glorious models. And he and I are going to make a few more Star Trek ships. So I'll show you the one that we're working on here soon, since he said it was okay for us to share it early. So while we wait for that to load. So this baby is going to be the next one we start working on. He's currently working on the model for it, and once the shell is done, I will start putting it together, and we'll get a wholly another functional ship. So this one will be fun. This is an Ares class. It'll be made a little bit smaller. So you'll have to give it time. I mean, it took me 3 months just to do the Pathfinder, so don't expect this to show up tomorrow. So it will be a minute. Hopefully not as long as it takes CK to load. So let's see here. Warnings, Turbolift. We talked about the Turbolift. We talked about... Can't find this or that. Yeah, well, once we get done with CK, we'll go back to the game. I'll turn off CK. And then we'll do a walkthrough, especially with the new updates, because I've added some new spawns. You got some holographic robots now that can spawn that look like they're cleaning your ship. I fixed the ranges, all the different cells that you can go to, so now you can properly build in them. Weapons should no longer despawn. But I make no guarantees. I just do my best. Oh my goodness, this thing's taking forever. Feel free to ask any questions, especially while we wait for this thing to load. No, it will not be possible to change the color of the ship. The ship has to be locked because it has those interior cells that you can transport to. So the load screens with the holodeck, if you want to be able to edit the ship to do colors like that, those items would have to be completely removed. So I chose the lesser of two evils and just locked it. Ah, good. Now, let's see here if we can get the bloody load screen to start up. Okay. T. Edit and rendering window. Well, I mean, it obviously wasn't very beefy because the whole dang computer locked up and froze and then crashed. Too much going on. Oh. So what happens with the lift is if the lift is actively moving, so say you're on deck 1 and you're like, I want to go to deck 5, and then as it's slowly moving from top to bottom, you're like, you know what, heck this, I'm just going to fast travel out of the ship. That will screw up the mechanism because now you've left the ship in the middle of an action, and when you come back, it doesn't remember exactly where it was supposed to be. Well, I mean, the ship has a 35-man crew limit. So, I mean, I'm not going to change it to more than that. I mean, it also has a 10 passengers, so you really have about 45 people you can put on that ship. And there's already so much going on there, plus the EMH and the 2 robots that I just added. Okay, we got this to load. Thank goodness. Now we can go deck by deck. Let's see here, we want collision markers off. We turn off the red lights. We don't need that. We need that. We don't need any of these. There we go. Don't want that. There. There. Okay. So, on deck 1, we got the Turbolift here, right? And someone was asking about making it where it doesn't spin. The problem with that is as we come down from deck 1 through deck 2, deck 3, and then you get to deck 4. Deck 4, it has to turn to go this way, or you're coming right into the deflector control. And I mean, if I had it come back even further, then it wouldn't land properly down here because there's actually structural issues right here. So it would have to pop back even further than it can to land down here on deck 5. So it has to turn and rotate to face this way. I hope that answers why the Turbolift turns, because it literally does. It comes down, stays the same direction, comes down, and then rotates back. So I know someone asked that, so I hope that helps answer why the Turbolift does a slight turn. Okay. What else do we got? Holodeck issues. Yes, I'm working. There is a lot going on in this ship, as you can tell. I mean, just deck 1 alone has a whole bunch. We take off deck 1. You got deck 2. You got the armory, all the beds, all the little detail items. And you got deck 3. We'll zoom in here some. Some stuff is not set to turn off. The deck 4. Your 2-deck warp core. Oh yes, I know everyone always wants to know about these things over here. I always put the battery things. They serve no purpose. They're decoration. I like the way they look. So, put things in them. Make them stop, being yellow. Okay. What else can we look at while we're here? Oh, we should look at some of these glorious models that Sir Wethington has graciously made for this ship. He's the one that's helping me make the Ares class. It'll be his baby. So, I know some people want these things to be, for decor, where you can wear them. Not going to happen anytime soon. We would need someone who knows how to make clothing. He and I do not know how to make clothing, so eventually we will get the textures fixed for the Xbox users, so Xbox users will be able to see these proper med beds and all the other Trek-related items that we got hidden on the ship. So, we got the scanner bed. He does great work. Like, I wish I knew how to make things like this. So, these will be, hopefully the next update will have all these things fixed for the Xbox users. I hope. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But it's been interesting learning. He added some tricorders the other day, which was nice. So we got a closed tricorder. And then an open tricorder. So we'll see those. So let's see here. We'll turn on the game. I'll take some more questions while we wait for the game to load. So let's close out. So I don't have all that extra now. Let's close out CK. We'll close out CK for now. Okay, let's get this up and going, and we can actually do a proper walkthrough of the ship. Oh, update. So in the update, we're going to have brand new collision on the ship shell, so there'll be no longer any holes on the shell, and we have a Michael Oliver to thank for that one. He helped me out the other day by making a collision matrix. A collision map matrix? Not 100% sure if it's matrix or map. Anyway, he made the collision for the ship shell, so now there'll be no more holes in the ship shell. So you'll be able to actually walk all over it without falling through it, which is great, but it's going to wait till the next update. The next update will be this coming Friday. I'm trying to give time in between. And we'll discuss what you're going to have to do for this next update. Because for the next update, you're going to have to actually remove the ship, remove the mod, then update, go into the game without the mod. Then, save, leave, reinstall the mod. Then you can go back and get the ship again. Yes, I'll be adding more to the holodeck. Okay. Let's make sure this don't crash again. Got thrown off my group. Whole dang thing crashed and whole plan thrown out the window, right? Best plan always goes out the window. Yes, Dan, stay with us. Do not go and just push buttons and leave the ship. It will mess up the Turbolift. I do plan at some point trying to get the doors on an auto timer, but I got to figure out if I can do that without having extra scripts extenders and stuff like that. Trying to keep everything self-contained as much as possible. My computer is slow. It's still not happy at me. You'd think it'd be better. It just got completely reset. So well, if you do all of that, just remember to bring home the babies this time. Don't leave the babies on the planet. But please ask all your questions, especially while we're loading screens. It's easier for me to read the questions while we wait than it is while I try to show you things. Oh, for the goodness sake. Okay. You gonna do it? You gonna work? Reminds me of trying to play Fallout. There we go. Thank goodness. Oh, nope. Nope. What you doing? You gonna do it? I do have a plans for a Trek ship. Absolutely. It's on my list of things to do. But you got to realize these things take time to build. This alone took me 3 months to build. Okay, let's explore the ship. As you can see, this is the patch that puts you up front. So the reason I didn't initially have you there to begin with is, as you can tell, I haven't got an animation that doesn't have you going straight forward. The other ones have you doing the weird motion that you have to like step up, get into the seat. It's just crazy. And I mean, if you use the patch and you're fine with loading like this, I mean, that front screen view is so much better than from the captain's chair. Like, this is much better to look out the window. So, I hope some people, I figured I try to give you all the best of both worlds. I only went there because it helps, don't have you going straight through there. So, let's see here. So, the first thing you'll notice is there are now tricorders. I got tricorders. There's tricorders on desks. Sir Wethington does great work. Like this little comm badge. He did all of this. Well, he didn't make the mission display. I got that made. He brought it into the game. So the patch came out the other day. So let's see here. So in the update, you're going to see these new little buttons here. These are essentially loading screens to get from each deck. They're not really for you, but what those should do is they'll allow the crew to actually move from deck to deck. So wherever they spawn, whichever deck they're going to spawn on, they can actually come over here and like they actually able to get from deck to deck because they can't use the Turbolift. The nav mesh won't let them. So I can't nav mesh the moving object, at least as far as I know. So this is the fix. So now your NPCs can move from whichever deck they're on, say deck 3 to deck 4, whatever. I mean, it's just an up and down, so, whichever one they choose. So hopefully that makes it feel a little bit more lively in the ship. Let's see here. Let's go to deck 3. We'll deal with the holodeck later. Crew, standing around. So sometimes it takes a minute for them to really start doing things. I found the longer I'm in the ship, the more they start doing things versus just standing here in the hallway. It like takes a minute for them to start actually doing things. I have no idea why. I'm assuming it's because there's so much going on in the ship to begin with. New button. This button here activates robots. Robots to clean your ship. So now you have a cleaning crew. They are only going to be on deck 3. There's just not enough room on the other decks to have a cleaning crew. You can push them. You shouldn't be able to kill them. They're indestructible. So, and then you just click it and they turn off. Just like the dock. Again, sometimes you might have to give them a second to spawn. The first time you turn it on, it's going to take a second for them to spawn. So, there we go. They're gone. Y'all get to work. So, good old doctor. There he is. So he should be able to like station up at all the different beds, be able to do different things. So, and if you're wondering about the outfit's that Constellation Fleet uniform. Highly recommend it if you can get it to work. Okay. So those are the big changes, at least for here. So what I did with the holodeck, which is, oh yeah, you're all going to love these. Look, I got these everywhere. Little containers. Those things are hanging out. Sadly, you can't take them. Okay, let's go to deck 2. You do not have to pay your robots to clean the ship. Okay, so we will go to the bar. I know some of y'all have faster loading screens than I do. Okay. I'm in the bar. I need to fix the lights in here. So basically now you'll be able to remove everything and decorate however you want in here. And make it your own place. The crew can come in here. The crew will come in, go out. Your companions will follow you. if they're on deck 2 with you, they'll come in here. And you can just remove things. And build things. I don't think I have a whole lot right now with this character. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, look, I do have some stuff I can put on the wall. And I ran out of structural material. So that should make this a little bit better. You can pretty much remove just about everything. Even the carpet. No carpet? No carpet. You don't want that? It's gone now. Make the bar your own. And it's set as a player home, so it should not reset. If it resets, I will look at it again and make sure it doesn't do that. We're not going to look at the garden. It's the same thing. You can go in there and remove things. I basically emptied it almost completely out of items that couldn't be removed, and I left items that could be removed. So you can decorate it, change things around as you want. But we will take a look at the armory, because I know there were some issues with some things disappearing in the armory, which is very disappointing, because I thought we'd fix that issue. But I will get that. I mean, it should be fixed now. It'll be fixed in the update, because it's set as a player home now. But I'm sure someone will break it. I can't predict every load order. I wish I could. Okay. So, we'll go to the vault. I know, lots of load screens. I apologize. But this was the most efficient way to do the holodecks. I do plan, and I know I've been asked a lot on whether or not there's going to be halves. I didn't do halves with the initial launch of the Pathfinder because I still wanted to work out all the kinks and figure out exactly what I wanted to do. But sometime down the road, there will be halves that will be based off the hallway and some of the other interior areas. So, just like the bar, you can remove everything. You can build things. I mean, you can't remove the walls these are on, but, you know, take things out. If you don't like these here, you can get rid of them. I also added a button. So now you can shoot a robot. Test those rockets in here all you want. I absolutely love these rooms. And as always, remember the safety protocols are disabled. This is on the Pathfinder. This is the Armory holodeck room. Nothing over here but the bear. So now you don't have to go all the way to the other training room just to test a weapon. You can come over here and just shoot a robot. Let's see here. We covered the warnings. Oh yeah. So take a look at the shooting range real fast, which I do plan to expand. Eventually I want to put like a shooting house or a maze. So that way you can spawn some enemies in there and go hunt them down versus just in the fighting pit. But anyone that wants to design a room and help work out, feel free to hit me up and we'll see if we can get it to work. I don't know what you mean it stops working. I have yet to have that issue or see that issue. It stops working. How do you mean it stops working? Do you mean it just doesn't go up and down anymore, or the buttons disappear? Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look and land the ship somewhere. Wrong chair. Yeah, I don't know why it would just stop working. I'm sorry. Land on the planet. Have you pushed the button on the wall? Because you're saying that the door doesn't open. It sounds like you might have left the head, like you did something, like it moving, and you left the ship or something to cause an issue. But I mean, I don't know. Because there's no reason for it to just stop working. Something else is going on. Or something else happened. Have you tried going to a different deck and pushing the button to see what happens? Like, well, he's saying the turbo lift like is stuck somewhere and the door won't open. Well, I mean, if it's despawned completely, then it sounds. I mean, if you can't get from one deck to the next, the only other thing I could say would you have to like use console commands to get through. But I don't know what system you're playing on. So, well, what do you mean you can only access? Oh, yeah, because you can use the cockpit. You must. Did you leave the ship like fast travel or something while you were in the elevator? Push the button, decide, hey, nope, I'm going to go out this way instead. Because that's the only thing that actually messes up the elevator. And I don't have an Xbox, so I can't really tell you exactly why that would have happened. Because with the testing, most of it was all on PC, and I'm just now getting any feedback for Xbox. Let's go to 5. And let's see if we can make the elevator glitch. Okay, so I am going to hit deck 1. It's leaving, and I'm going to leave the ship. No, this is not the Nova class from Voyager. It is based off the Nova class from Voyager, but it is significantly smaller, and it is now 72 meters long versus the 180 meters long from 8 decks to 5 decks. So before, there used to be holes in places that you could actually fall through. You do not. You can walk on this, and if I can get up there, you can walk wherever you want on top of this ship now. Let me get up here. No more holes in the ship. So no more falling through. You can walk anywhere as if it, you know, no more holes. I can actually stand right here. So. Okay, let's go see if I manage to mess up the elevator. And the worst part about it is if you mess up the elevator, it messes it up like through all the saves. It's a weird glitch, and you literally have to remove the mod to fix the glitch. Because the elevator will never correct itself. It's very temperamental. But for the individual, where'd he go? I don't know how to say your name. Exter. Anyway, I will look into that and see if I can make what you're saying happen. Just, if you could try to recreate whatever you did that led up to where it stopped working, that would help significantly narrow it down. Oh, what's the elevator doing? It is just stuck in one place. Is it going to work? Nope. See, I broke the elevator. This is why you don't push a button and leave the ship. It literally breaks the elevator. This sounds like what you have happening. So the only thing I can think is you hit the button and left the ship, but you're saying you didn't, so... But this is exactly what you're describing. So, I mean, you say it stopped working after a while, so this is what I'm saying probably happened, is you probably hit it, didn't realize it, and then left the ship. Because the NPCs can't get to it. And once it breaks, it breaks. It'll never move again. This is why that warning is on there. What do I mean? I mean, if you push any of the elevator buttons, like you tell the elevator to go from one floor to the next, if you hit the call button at all on the elevator, then leave the ship while it's moving, it will cause it to lock up like this. Like, I just recreated the issue. At least what you're describing. Like, I can't do anything with this elevator anymore. And at this point, I'd have to completely remove the mod because let's see here. Let's see if I can go back. Because normally it won't fix even if you go back to a prior save. Like, if you're using the elevator, you have to make sure it's not moving anymore before exiting the ship. I do apologize, but I mean, that's legitimately what happens. If this was a ship that you could edit, it would probably be fixed every time you edit the ship. But you can't edit the ship to fix it. And let's see if it's fixed now, because it's 9 out of 10 it never fixes. Oh, look, at that time it fixed. So sometimes it might fix, sometimes it won't. But it's been my experience, even going back doesn't fix it. Okay, let's cover the #1 issue that I have heard from people. This one's my favorite. Current load order. #1 issue. How do you get the ship out of the Nebula? Okay. Where's the ship? There's the ship. I've tried that once or twice and I haven't seen any results. I can always try again. Like, I mean, I was surprised it fixed itself on the save because it hasn't done that before. Before, when I've gone back and saved, it's continued to keep the issue. Let's see, let's board the ship. Okay, let's get on the ship. Show me the red alert. Okay. So, first time on the ship. The first time you use the elevator, it's going to do this weird pop-up, come down. It's just resetting itself on its track. I mean, if the elevator's sitting still like this, you know it's not moving. I mean, if you come back and push it to close it, I mean, anything that deals with the elevators, if you push the button and the door's still closing, that could potentially cause the issue. I don't think it would. It's really hard to leave that fast. So, let's see here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to deck 1, so you can actually go take control of the ship. I always like to open up the view screen first and turn off the red alert. You always have to hit this light 2 times the first time to turn on the main lights. And that will turn on the lights on all of the whole ship. So if you're having issues saying that you think the ship's too dark, just come up here. There's 3 panels here. Click the main light one. You probably have to click it twice if you haven't clicked it before. So some people, I myself, I have a mod that I got the sit to add to fleet. Not everyone has this. So if you don't have that, to make the ship yours after you undock from it, you have to go into the viewer, go over here where it talks about your ship, click on it, and make the Pathfinder your home ship. Once you make it your home ship, you'll be able to fast travel out of the Nebula, for those that are having an issue. And as I learned recently, where's that guardian? Where did it go? You can destroy your prior ship, even the Starborn ship, right after you make it your home ship. I just learned that recently. I absolutely love that. And now, as I don't want to get hit by Watchtower, I can now take the ship and leave. Whenever it does its screen. It's that simple. But that was the #1 issue, was leaving the Nebula. That's how you leave the Nebula. It is a game mechanic. Okie dokie. So let's go to deck 3 and show you what happens with the Doctor. See, I haven't gotten past the second mission, so I would like to actually try to get, done with it, but I keep coming back to this mod and making changes or improving it. Okay, so your first time in the med bay, he won't spawn with the first one. He probably won't spawn with the second one. Maybe not even the third one. Just keep pushing and give him a chance. He'll eventually show up. He likes to hide. Yeah, dude likes to hide in the thing. It'll be the same with the robots. You got to click it twice. Give it a second. Wait, look. Give it another second. Wait, look. There's the robots. Now you got cleaning robots. So, what other hidden functions do we got on here? You got your cargo hold stuff right here. So if you need to figure out where the cargo panel is, it's right there. The other one's on the other side. Let's see here. The decorative panel is in engineering. So, but you can still turn that on with your normal, scanner. Please read the terminals. They do have information. The armory. Is that how you said armory? Is on deck 4, right by the deflector control. Right here, there's the armory. I tried to put things where they made sense to me for, they need to be. I know some people have asked about the transporter mod. I am probably not making a patch for this game, for this mod for that. Just to be completely honest, it's probably not happening. Okay. What else can we cover? Oh, biggest thing. So this is a big thing, and I don't know how to I'm gonna put this out multiple times. I'm going to update this mod on Friday the 13th. Oh goodness, it's gonna be a bad day. You know what? Let's move that. We'll update it Saturday the 14th. So Saturday the 14th, I'm going to update this mod. You have to uninstall this mod before updating. So you're going to have to remove it. You're going to have to sell the ship. You can sell the ship. Sell the ship. Go in, uninstall the mod, go back into the game, save without the mod on, leave, install the update, and then go get the ship again. If you don't, the EMH won't work. The ship will most likely have completely disappeared, and you will spawn on Jameson, New Atlantis, in some weird, crazy testing cell because you lost your ship and everything on that ship. If it doesn't cause your ship to disappear, you will end up with an elevator that doesn't work at all. You won't have access to any of the other things because it's going to completely reset all the cells back to the way it was in the update. As much as I would prefer that not to happen, that the nature of what this ship is and the way it is put together, that's what's going to happen on the update. I do not plan to update very often, and I will always put a notice out when I'm updating the ship so people will know they need to do that so they don't break their game. But I know it's going to happen. Someone's going to just install it, go in, and things ain't going to be working correctly, and they're going to get mad at me, and I'll be like, I tried to warn you. I put the steps. The steps are on the mod page. They're on the mod page. They're on Bethesda's page for the creations. The only place I need to add it, I'll probably add it into the... No, I think I did put it in the directory. Let's double check. Nope, it's not on the directory yet. I will also have it in the directory along with all the other known issues on how to exactly update this thing whenever it needs to be updated. It'll be the same with any ship that I make here. So, I know there were some issues with load orders, so if you have anything that modifies starborn ships or modifies the build limit, the modular limit, or the landing ship size limit, this mod does that as well, and you should place it underneath for most of them. And it depends on what they actually do. If all they do is modify the build limit, and that is it, it really shouldn't matter which place this is because that will either override this or this will override that. But if it's something like Dark Star that does a lot more than just modify build sizes, you're going to want to put this underneath it, but then it'll most likely change how big things can be built. I don't know what limits he has on there. I haven't used the Dark Star mods, but I do know that it is a known conflict with this mod. Okay, what other questions do we have? Because I think I've covered everything on my list. Quit the desktop. Oh, I know what we can take a look at. I'll show you that this thing is not bigger on the inside than it looks. Because I get that a lot. It's not bigger. It's not a TARDIS. I promise you, it's not a TARDIS. For those that missed, this is the planned ship for the next mod. Probably won't start work. I mean, Sir Wethington is actively working on making the model right now. So I wouldn't expect to see this for maybe another 2 months or so because I'm going to take a small break from modding myself here. And then once he's done with this, I will start working on that. So you'll start seeing progress reports on that here in the next week or two. But this should be a fun ship. Ah, see, you'll get something like this in the update. And then you'll never be able to use the elevator again. Okay. We want this one. Set to active. But as we wait, feel free to ask any questions. Otherwise, I'll probably just ramble as I stare at the screen and wait for something to happen. Yes, it is the Ares class. We did make it smaller. Ooh, a Western shooting holodeck. That would be fun. You could try something like that. Just remember, there's going to be time. Like, I'm not going to be updating this every week. This will probably only get updated maybe every 3 to 4 weeks, probably once a month. I don't want people to have to constantly install and uninstall, and I don't want to ruin people's games every time we update it. So it will continuously get work and improved along with the other mods, the other Owltech mods, but it won't be updated as often. So if you find an issue, unless it's something that absolutely destroys the game, which I'm pretty sure we would know by now, it's not going to get updated that often. So it won't be, oh, I'm updating it tomorrow, updating it the next day. No. It will be, hey, a minimum of a week notice prior. Hey, this thing's getting updated. This is what you need to do. So my goal is to make sure we get you, I don't know why I keep saying we. My goal is to make sure that I get you enough information so that way you can all plan accordingly. What couldn't you get? What is that? Gamer Bookworm. Soyberg Ghost. Yes. The mod allows it to be in the... I have a patch that puts it as the pilot seat. The other chair is normally the captain's chair. So if you want to use the pilot seat, there is a patch to allow you to sit in the pilot seat. Let's see here. See, if I knew how to make uniforms, I would. But I don't know how to make Trek uniforms. I don't know how to make any uniforms. I know how to modify some things, but I don't know how to actually do the textures and design a whole uniform. Okay, let's take a look at the ship here. Ship. At some point, I will do a video on how to build a ship like this, because I know there are a lot of modders out there that would like to know how this was done. I just wish there was, like, again, modifying the game settings, it shouldn't be a big deal when it's just a small items, like the build items. It really shouldn't, because they should just replace whichever ones where it is in the load order. But some of these things that modify, like mine barely modifies anything. Some of them do a lot more, and it's really tied interweb into it. And there could be other issues that happen, and I wish I could, but I can't plan for everything. I don't actually have a whole lot of mods on my computer. Most of them are mine, so. I tried to make it where we could move it, but I couldn't get the dang thing to work. I mean, they have the permissions up where anyone that can make it work can do it, as long as you credit them. So if you know better than I would say make it work. Because I don't know much about uniforms. Outfits are not my forte. Okay, this thing's just thinking. Always thinking. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, for everyone that seems to think this ship is a TARDIS, it is not. I promise you, it is the same size on the inside and the outside. All that red line is the shell of the ship. You can see the interior fits perfectly on the inside of this ship. There's even some space in here. As you can see that I couldn't get it all. But the ship fits perfectly within the shell. Just so you know, it ain't a magic TARDIS. Although, I guess you could call the holodecks that, because that's how the holodecks work. I just thought that this is such a cool view. I love it. No, I will not. So, I've been asked a lot about doing the bigger ships. I'm not going to do the bigger ships. I like ships that are going to fit on the landing pad and do as little clipping as possible. So, don't expect me to be doing any interior design for them. I know there are a few people that are doing those, but those things are going to be massive and resource intensive. Like, they will bog your computer down. I mean, this here alone took me almost 3 months, and it's only 5 decks, and it's already pretty intense. So I can only imagine something that's 15 or 20 decks worth of ship. And I know some of y'all are building some of those really massive ships, and you know better than me when it comes to how much they drag down the system. So if we do anything, it'll be ships that we can shrink down a little bit, modify like we did with the Nova class here and made it into the Hunter Recon class, and make it work that way. There's nothing wrong with the smaller ships in my opinion, and if they don't keep your game from crashing, why not stick with them? Plus, you know, you don't have to worry about clipping up like half the city. So the Ares class we're going to do will be probably, it's as long, but it'll probably be wider than the Nova. Not by much, but it'll be as long because it has a different wingspan. Where the heck did it go? Where did you go? There you are. Come on, picture. Let's see here. Because, yeah, it has a wider wingspan. It'll have more interior volume because it's pretty much a square. So it should have more space and more room on the inside than the Hunter class, but or the Pathfinder, however you want to call it. But it is more boxy. It's definitely more boxy. But it is a Star Trek ship. I'm going to slowly bring them in, and maybe one day we'll team up and find other people that want to make Star Trek ships, and maybe we'll make a whole federation and claim a few planets, and maybe someone will do some Klingons. You never know. You never know where this will go. Yeah, I mean, you can wait till this weekend and it'll have all the new updates. Like I said, with updating, I am going to only do that at most once a month because I don't want to ruin people's saves or their games. And I'll definitely put out at least a week prior that, hey, this is what's going to happen. So let's see here. Do I have this? Did I put the step-by-step on here? Nope. I did not. Let's see here. Probably on bookmarks. Boom. So let's see here. It is right here. It's also on Bethesda's page. You can easily just follow these steps before updating the Pathfinder, and everything will work out just fine. So I will do my best to communicate all information. Well, with Trek, I think it tends to be hard to find more people willing to do Trek. I don't know why. I mean, there's always a bigger following for Star Wars. Let's see here. Bethesda. I know I updated it recently, so it should be on here. Such a pain to get on this page. I don't want to restore nothing. Let's see. Yep, see, I posted it everywhere, just so you're all tracking. I put it out. So, If any of y'all that were here in the video today tell me it messed up your game after I told you how to prevent it, I'm just going to be like, I told you. I told you it was going to happen. Okay, what other questions we got? I got like another however long we want to go. Well, true. I mean, it definitely has some poor issues, but it's also on us modders to make sure we're doing the correct thing and communicating when there's going to be issues and making sure we do our best to mitigate as many issues as possible. So, I mean, that's definitely on us as well. Just as much as it's on the user to understand that what they're using, what type of issues there might be. So, but yeah, this whole thing is this was a piece of work here. So, oh yeah, I need to turn that off. Oh, wrong button. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Now what? Oh, I killed it all. If anyone wants to try to make patches or, you know, modify the Pathfinder, I do ask that you contact me first. Just because this isn't set up like a normal hab. It is definitely done differently than any other ship that you will find in-game. So that if you're going to do a patch for something, say like, what is it, the brig mod or the morgue mod, you're going to have to modify this a particular way to make it work. Because most people are just going to go to the shell and say, okay, let's modify it there, but that's not where this is going to get modified. So if you do want to make a patch, or you want to do something to modify it, just let me know and I'll walk you through how to do it. I'm all fine with people doing things like that. I just want to make sure you do it correctly. Because you do it incorrectly, you're going to turn around and get mad at me. So, and I'm just going to look at you and be like, I don't know what to tell you. Well, what I'm hoping to do, let's see if I can find that starbase. Models. Open all. See here, that's the tricorder. Com badge. Phaser. Desktop computer. Is this it? Nope, these are corridors. Rifle. Table. Hyperspray. This would be fun. Not doing that one. Thought about it. This. Something I'm going to try to do later on. Sometime maybe next year, hopefully I can get this done. But I still have a lot of other things to get done. So this would be fun to build. I mean, it would only be like 2 decks here and then an entire giant open bay up here. Big old windows for like a promenade. Yeah, the EMH can be turned on and off. If you give me a second, I can go back to that. It'll take me a second to load the game. Okay, well, yeah, it's definitely on there. If you want to rewind, we definitely covered the EMH a few times. But, yeah, you turn him on and off. You can buy medicine from him, and he'll heal you. But, yeah, I got this planned for later on. Maybe this. I'm not 100% sold on that one yet. Not these. Maybe this. That would be fun. Not that one. The runabout, I definitely plan on doing a runabout at some time. But right now it'll be the Ares class that's really next. So there is a list of things that I plan on doing. But everything that I add in between means it takes longer for me to get the city done and longer for me to get the barricade done, because those two are large mods on their own. So. With the crew on the Pathfinder, you have to give them some time. As I've found, they tend to just sort of like stand around when you first get into the ship, but eventually they'll start moving around, finding their pathing, doing their thing. You got to realize there's a lot going on inside that ship, so it does take a minute for everything to start working and loading up. But usually within like 10-15 minutes, if you just like, I mean, I spend a lot of time on the ship, so I eventually see them always moving around, mopping the floors, scanning the walls, cleaning the windows. There's a lot in there for them to do. These uniform mods, let's see here. Let's see here. Where's my download history? Download history, I'll just show you. Here we go. This is it. Show them some love and support. He made these a while back, so they haven't been updated. Well, I also added basically invisible doors. There'll be some new panels next to the Turbolift that they'll be able to push on, and that'll allow them to go from each deck now. So they actually now have the ability to go from every deck versus just spawning on one deck and staying on that deck until you sleep or leave the ship. So now they actually have the ability to move freely throughout the whole ship. So that should help a lot. Any other questions? I plan until about 7:30, so ask all your questions and I'll be willing to answer them as long as it's within the realm of me being able to answer. Okie dokie. You'll have to walk me through that when you get the chance. Yes, it's basically a load door, and they'll eventually at some point decide, hey, I want to push this button on the wall to try to go to a different floor. It's just like them moving around on a planet, going in and out of places, just them normal sandboxing, because they have the whole ship to sandbox in. But now they have the ability to, hey, I want to get off this floor, they can go to a different floor. You could use it too if you wanted to teleport versus use the elevator. Now you can just push the button and you'll go through a load screen to the other floor. But you still have the elevator option, so I didn't remove that. I just gave the NPCs the ability to get from point A to point B. Yes, I'm doing the Thenis mod. That one would take forever to load. That is a large city in space. It's a city in an asteroid. I haven't updated a video on that in a long time. But I do have a video in my mod list in the on my channel that you can go back to. It's actually the first video I did. So let's see here. Let's go kill some animals while I answer questions. But chill out in the dang range. Actually, we can go look at Athenas. We'll take a minute, but we can go take a look at the large city. If you all want to see the city. I have it installed. It's not something that can be put in a pack-in. So it's not a feature that can be put into any type of ship that's modifiable. So as cool as that may sound, it's not practical. They wouldn't even let you save it. So sadly, you can't teleport within a pack-in. And if you try to set it up, it'll corrupt the save. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to try it. Maybe it can be done outside CK, I'm assuming, because they did it with the Starborn ships. But every time I tried to make it work, it would corrupt my save. Okie dokie, yeah, this is going to take a minute. So, oh, that's interesting. I'm looking at your thing right now, Ghost. I mean, my sizes aren't that much different than what he has here. His is a little bit bigger. Oh, nope, here we go. I didn't even touch zone level. But when it comes to the landing size and stuff like that, build height, some of them I'm actually bigger than he is. Module limit, my module limit's smaller than his. Okay. One day I'll get a better computer. What I really need is one with a solid state. You know, like it tells me I'm supposed to have. No, that's fine. I mean, I can easily read through it and see what matters to me. But yeah, our sizes are definitely... I mean, I'm not too far off. I mean, he has 250 and I have 210. So, I mean... Okay, let's go find this city. I'm definitely going to have to go in God mode because it is far away and I got the fuel mod on. And jump all the way out here. I mean, I was in the army, so I have a lot of patience. That's all I know is how to hurry up and wait. Okay, so let's see here. See, so much of a... I get why... Like, I wanted this to be where you sat. I just need a better animation so I'm not walking straight through the console. Like, this just looks better. Okay, let's dock here. Heck, we could even take a look at Barricade, too. I got that installed as well, if I remember right. See? Every time. Okay. Why am I at the wall? Okay, deck 2. Into the city we go. Like, I had hoped to have the city done by actually around this time frame, but I got distracted with all sorts of other projects like the Pathfinder and some additional halves and the Barricade and Obsession. So, a lot of different little things I got sidetracked on. Now, this will take a minute to load. This thing is huge. I mean, it's about as... about as big as one of the other cities, at least in internal volume. Oh, nope, still thinking. It's still a thinking. Here we go. Okay, we are now. Do I not have my companion? I must not have told her to follow me. As we enter the city. I love these crystals. Got some people chilling out. Big old city. Got the brig. I need to rename that. This is going to be the jail. So we got the jail done. Little security office. So let's see here. Look at this place. This place is huge. Let me turn on some sound. It's too quiet on my end. There we go. Give me a little noise. We got air being pumped in. Giant view of the hangar bay. I do not have a jetpack on me for some reason. Where's my spacesuit? Oh, I was hitting something. Oh, well, that's a bad view. Got town hall right here. Actually, we'll start this way. We'll start this way first. So let's see here. We got some hydroponics area up there. We got civilian living quarters. That's going to be a doctor's office. Got the school. Shoot the soccer balls. This thing moves, if I remember right. Yep. We got the area for, well, we got a warehouse. Got a warehouse in here. Gotta have your storage. Agriculture. All these lights. So many lights. Crop. Right now it's all static because I'm just placing things, so eventually you'll be able to pick the crop. Lots of crop. I still gotta get these fans set up to spin. I think they're still static right now. Lots of crop. Gotta have food in an asteroid. More of the crystals hanging out up there that remind you that you're in a cave. Yeah, there's a particular way you have to edit the Pathfinder. If you want to hit me up on the side on Discord later, I can walk you through how to do it. I don't know what you mean by superhero related. You'll be able to go up there. I mean, a lot of these buildings will probably have small decoration, nothing major. Again, this is a major area. I mean, everyone always asking me, oh, when's it going to be done? Or if you're still, I mean, you got to realize there's a lot of rooms and buildings. And I mean, this is just one chamber. One chamber. Look at that. Beautiful view. I got to put elevators in here. So that way you don't have to climb the stairs the whole way. Look at this. Talk about superhero. That's like, you know, Justice League type thing. Big old crystals. Another chamber. This is where all the restaurants and the stores will be. And this whole thing, I mean, it'll be a POI, but it'll be something that other modders can actually start branching off missions and having a different place to go, like some of the other city things coming out. Well, this will be like a city, like if you were to go to New Atlantis or something. Like, there'll be a player home or two in here that you can purchase, but this is a separate individual place to go to. Apparently, I have an invisible wall there. Said stores, more quarters, another giant crystal in the middle, waterfall. Look at that. You come in here, put some benches up, chill out, pretend like you're going fishing, just watching the waterfall. And obviously, there's still a lot of work to be done. They got things floating. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. That's the water. Let's see here. There's still more to this. Trust me, we're not done with it. This place is huge. We got the water treatment area. That's really just going to have like a wall here. You're not going to be able to go in here. You just have some lights to look in. I'm not going to build out the whole water treatment area. But I always like, I got to have somewhere for it. So we'll come back to that door because it takes us downstairs. Got a bar with a great overview of the dang. I must say caps. Nope. Look at that. Landing bay. Ships landing in there. The bar. The bar overlooks the landing bay. Cables. Because you got to have cables everywhere and pipes and more ventilation. Go down this long tunnel. Let's see here. More tunnel. This is where the environmental controls will be. So, the lungs of the structure. And yeah, I did grab a few pieces from other places. Can't make everything from scratch. Definitely need better lighting in here. But this is where you can, you know, all the air is getting generated and pumped into this place. Okay, more tunnel. More tunnels. Big old doors. As we move into the command center. This will be a bathroom. So you gotta have bathrooms. A lack of bathrooms in the game blows my mind. Huge command center. Altec logo. Overlooking ships coming in and out. Main computer control. Server room. Everything an asteroid base would need. Yes, there is definitely a lack of showers and toilets. It's like they just stopped showering in the future. See, I got that darker mod on. You know, the one that makes everything darker. Because This should not be this dark right now. Got your reactor. Got all the lore I got to start writing for this reactor and how they got to the station and all that goodness. Still got a lot of cleaning up to do in here. I mean, it's far. Wait till I put NPCs in here and people are walking around doing things. It'll be a full living city. But you want to know what type of faction? This is going to be the militia. It'll be everyone. So this city is essentially built by those that are disgruntled from the end of the war. They were not happy with how things ended. It mostly will be Freestar veterans, you know, from the first and all of that. But this whole place will have been built by them using ship parts and their families and everything. This is where they're at, chilling out, just trying to live their best life. Come out here, see the hangar bay, take the elevator down. It'll be a while before this comes out. This thing is huge. Absolutely huge. And I get easily distracted with small projects. So before we go that way, we got the hangar bay. These ships won't stay here. These were just placeholders so I could actually see how big it was. Like, if you didn't have these ships here, you really wouldn't be able to tell how big this area is. Like, I am little in here. Oh, is it? Look at that. Look at that. Got some mechs. Yep, it's a whole city. We got fuel depots. This would be where all the fuel would be getting stored. All that. I do plan on making this whole area where it's, you know, there's no oxygen. So you'll have to wear a spacesuit when you're in here, but it's not done yet. Yeah, it'll come out eventually. I mean, I'm just one person working on this, so... And I'm working on other projects at the same time. This is where you go for the actual the crews, the defense force that, you know, takes care of this area. Got more water and steam and a little lake underneath. Oh yeah, I'll show you the M-class ship too. Once we get done in here, we'll go over to the barricade and I can show you that. That has not gotten a lot of love lately. The Pathfinder got all my love. Because I stopped working on everything while I worked on the Pathfinder. So basically, I haven't touched anything else other than the Pathfinder for the last 3 months. Oh, I guess that ain't necessarily true. I've touched a few things here and there, but only to fix small issues. But for the most part, all my energy and time has gone to the Pathfinder. Let's go take a look at the Tiger Claw. I think I have it still installed. Goodbye button. Ah, there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot the rover was in here. We got a rover in here. That way you can drive around. This place is huge. So that was Athena's. Come on. There we go. Got a little freeze there. No one wants to hear you. Go away. Ah, okay. Back on the ship. Y'all getting to work. Stop just standing around. Y'all gonna move? Go do something. No, I want you to go do something. Go on. You're just staring at the door. Why are you staring at the door? See, they eventually start doing things. I don't know why they're all staring at a door. Weirdos. Okay, let's go check out the Tiger Claw. Okay, map. Let's see here. Where is the Tiger Claw again? It's like all the way down. Nope, nope, too far. There you are. Should be this one. Okie dokie, come on now. There we go. Look at all those ships. So many ships to fight. Look at that. They are waiting. They want to fight. So many ships. Just take a quick look at all those ships. Gotta fight all of them just to take the Tiger Claw. See, the last time I had worked on this, I had just gotten done with all the crew names on all the doors. And yes, I put crew name for every single crew member, or at least everyone that wasn't junior enlisted, has a name. No, you won't be able to do anything with the view screen. I mean, it's not really a view screen, it's just a window. I mean, that's what we really need in the game, a real view screen, so that way you're dang not exposed when you're in combat. Okay, let's see here. I gotta put elevators on here too now that I know how to do all that. So we got guest quarters here. Let's see here. Oh, it's probably been updated it since I made my things to it. Yeah, I don't see the names on here, so that means this isn't the updated version of it. But there's not much change other than I have crew names on all the walls. Doors work now. I got somewhat of a cargo bay down with still random stuff floating. These should be locked now. Yep, those are locked now. What is non-Trek? I don't get what that means. You like classic Trek. Well, what do you mean by classic Trek? I mean, do you mean like TOS classic Trek? Do you mean like anything pre-Picard and Discovery? Do you mean you don't like fan Trek? Like, I'm not quite sure what you mean by non-Trek. I'm thinking of making this more like the Horizon spaceship. I'm still not 100% set yet. Or the Horizon space station. But with what I did with the Pathfinder, I might be able to make it like the Pathfinder. Although you'd have to have a loading cell to go into the bridge and a loading cell to go into the docking bay. And you'd never be able to view outside the ship unless you were on the bridge. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Hydroponics, stuff up there. You got to grow some food. Let's see. Crew quarters. Stairwell. Actually, let's go from the top to the bottom. Right? That would make the most sense. Top to bottom. Deck 2. Do I not have a staircase to get to deck 1 here? Oh no, because deck 1 was in the hallway. Let's see, and there's nothing on deck 1. I haven't really started it, but let's go up there. There we go, deck 1. Oh, that's still floating. This would lead up to the bridge. This will be where the captain's quarters are, Exo's quarters, the wardroom, all of that. But right now it's just a long, long hallway. Now we're on deck 2. Look out into the bays. Let's see here, environmental controls. Yep. This is actually done in the update. I just haven't published the update yet. So, more bays. Haven't decided what's going there yet. Hallway. More crew quarters. Another cargo bay. Oh, this place is huge. This is how, I mean, this ship's technically smaller than the Vigilance. But it's bigger on the inside than the Vigilance, because the Vigilance is not built to scale on the inside at all. Yeah, this one doesn't have the mess hall. I actually have the mess hall done, so this one doesn't have the mess hall in it. So, sorry, you don't get to see the finished mess hall. Let's go down to deck 3. More crew quarters. Lots of crew quarters. Deck 4. More crew quarters. Rover bay. Drop and ship. You drop, land, deploy everything. Big old holes. She is still under construction. Random light source. Super Junior deck. Oh, if I think there's one more deck below this. Yep, there is one more deck. There's 5 decks. The Vigilance had the captain on the same floor as his crew, sharing the same bathroom. That is ridiculous. More crew quarters. More crew quarters. More crew quarters. Super Junior enlisted. This is for the NCO of the floors. You know, they got to control the Junior enlisted. And there'll be some science labs down here and some of those ranges. Yep, that's it. That's everything that I'm working on currently. So, but I'm going to call it a night, everyone. I'll keep you all posted. Spread the word about the update so that way people can update correctly. And you all have a good night.